Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Infinifactory. I just realised these are the first words that I've said today. Literally got up and getting ready to start recording immediately. And my voice, yes, it probably sounds a little bit different, it's morning voice. Anyway, we got 2 puzzles left to do. I'm kind of a little bit disappointed, I've been really enjoying this game, but these are the last 2 and I guess, it comes to an end eventually. So we're doing Meat Product Type 101. That might mean we're going to see our little chicken friend guys again. That looks like an eye in the wall. Wow, this is a strange looking thing we've got to build right here. Strange indeed. Now, normally we go and look for an event log, right? But actually I want to see what's going on here. Oh wait, is that what spawns in? Yes, because the conveyor belt's underneath it. Right, and then we have to separate it into 2 different types of process stuff. So I guess there's 2 different blocks. The ones at the bottom and the ones at the top. And then there's the one with the eye. A really strange looking thing. Oh, wait a minute. There's an eye on this. It's a whale! Oh my god, we're processing whale meat. Oh, that's so derpy. Okay. Alright, so we're processing whale meat. I guess we're going to use a lot of eviscerators on this one, right? And, that might not be the best idea. I mean, you want the eviscerators to separate each of the blocks, right? Because they're all going to be attached together. Now, if they weren't attached together and they came out individually, there'd be a lot more overall. So, there's going to be some sort of efficiency here, like an efficiency ratio. Get the most of the type of meat you can out of there. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, we're going to have to figure out what the 2 types of meat are. Let's fly around, look for our event log. Doesn't appear to be anything around here. And last time, didn't we have like one of the blue guys and 2 of them? Which is interesting. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's going to be anything at all. Cool. Alright then, so, nothing on the roof either. Let's press play. Let's see what happens here. So that's it, we just get a big chunk of stuff to process. Right, I think we'll start by experimenting, removing some of the stuff with eviscerators and then finding out which type of block goes to which side. So this wasn't what I was expecting, but look at this. See what's going on there? Also, that one has a little thing on it, doesn't it? If you look at the particle effects, it looks like the red meat is in the middle and everything on the outside is the white stuff. And what do we have to get? One's red over here and one's white. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. So I'm not sure what the little thing right here means, but we might find out. And this is quite an interesting challenge. I'm really not sure about how to approach this. Alright, so if we cut it up into slices like this, we can see, let's pause it as well, that they have a different texture on the outside, but there's white on the inside. I don't know if we need just pure white. I doubt it actually, because there doesn't appear to be any, but these... Oh no, I thought these ones right here were like duds, but actually if you look on this side you can see it's white as well on the inside. Look at that texture, it almost looks... it looks weird. I was going to say from a distance it kind of looked like birchwood or something like that, but no. Okay, right, let's keep doing some more experimentation. So I really can't conclude in my mind what would be the most efficient way to get the most amount of blocks out of a single piece of this, because that's going to be the best way to get a good score. So I'm just going to go with something that seems logical, splitting it up into slices, then splitting those slices again, and slowly we break away from this big chunk of blocks joined together into smaller bits. So this is kind of what I've done so far. Let's just watch it in action. They come through and then everything gets sent to the left where it goes through here again. Now you might be thinking that having 3 here instead of 2, so rather than slicing... Well, there you go, there it is right there. If we had 2, we would keep 3 pieces. If we have 3, we keep 2 in the middle, right? But the thing is, there's more of the red meat in the middle, so it seemed like to get a better ratio of the 2, that would be the way to go. However, I'm really not sure how we're going to break down like them vertically, because when you run them through sideways through a single one of these eviscerators, the block that's above it is going to fall down on top of the eviscerator again. So I think it would be a case of trimming off the... I really don't know how to do that. At that point, we might literally end up with... Yeah, with just breaking down a whole column to a single block. And then depending on its position, it would be either a red or a white one. That's an interesting thought. I think that's what we should experiment with now, because if that turns out to be true, we might want to do this entire bit in a completely different way. I'm not sure though, so let's try and find out. So with this thing down here, you can see we're just going to endlessly grind away all of the blocks. That's fine. The problem is, let's get this out so we have something visual to look at. If we want to get these red ones out, we have to remove the blocks below them to turn them into single blocks. And the only way I know how to do that is with an eviscerator, unless we have a bigger chunk like this. So if we were to then, let's see, you see something here is going to get in the way. In fact, I think, oh, I may have been pushed through, may have spotted the place to put this. What happens if we go 1, 2, 3 and put 3 eviscerators here? There's still going to be one big chunk, right, when they come through. Aha! Now the red meat is going to be on the bottom. Hey, look at that, okay. So let's say, for now, that we're not going to focus too much on efficiency. If we just put one there, oh, one block up, I think we might be halfway along the way there. Oh, no, wrong button. Let's speed it up. So one white. Yeah, look at that. We have a ratio of, I think this is one batch. 3 to 3. That's kind of perfect. I'm not sure if it could be done better, but I will accept that for now. Okay. Alright, so I've counted the order that the output comes in, and I hope it's consistent because the next one spawns and comes through a little bit close to when the last one comes through. Let's play. It should come out, I think, white, red, 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 and then white. So when it gets to the end here, everything would have backed up. So let's speed it up a touch. So here we go, white, 3 red, 2 white. And then there starts the next one. So it pushes them all out. Oh, okay, that's a little bit sloppy. That was a little bit sloppy. That was my fault right there. Okay, so let's stop. We just need to redirect this like so. And that should fix that problem. Let's speed it up. Okay, so they go through, then the next lot come in, and this thing doesn't get activated again. Okay, so the next problem... Oh, look at that, they've been packaged up. That's awesome. Is to, yeah, the next problem is to put them into these bits right here. I think we're going to do what we did in a previous one, which was to send them like this across. I think this is how we did it. So yeah, one comes in, the next one pushes it along to the next bit, and then when there's one at the end, they all get pushed off. That should work. There was a reason why the last time we did this, I thought that it didn't work too well, and I can't remember what that was. But I don't think it's going to affect us this time, so we'll give it a go. So all of our pistons facing inwards, we'll have conduits at the top to hold them up. So I do believe this will get the job done. Let's speed it all up. Bring it all around here, please. And there we go. Yeah, this is going to work. Very nice. We have done it. Awesome. And I think the problem before might have been... Oh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did you get on that side? Ah, okay, so we might have a little bit of a problem. Let's go back and have a look. So they come through. Yep, that'll look good. Oh, then this time we have 2. They come through in a different order. Okay, so I need to examine this to make sure that every time it's all processed. Oh, look at that. It's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. So I do believe I found the problem. Let's just speed it up, and you'll see this thing right here slows things down a lot. But all it's doing is destroying everything in its path. So why would we not... I mean, do we even need it there? We could probably move it forward a little bit. But let's put it here for now. Let's not mess with it too much. And now everything comes through before the next one. That's what it looked like to me. Let's have another look. Yep, just in time there. Now all of this should be going pretty smoothly. So I think I figured out what the problem was before. We had them coming in at a pace where it meant before this one got to the end, some new ones would be coming in and pushing them around. But this time it looks like They come in at the right pace. Oh, and it's wrong again. Oh, what went wrong this time? Okay, I think I sussed the problem. This right here is part of the next like whale. So if you have a look there, we're actually relying on that first piece from the next whale. So that's a mistake that I've made there, and it means we're going to have to redo things if we want to keep this 3-to-3 ratio going on. So what I'm going to look at doing is adjusting something back here and perhaps trying to keep like an extra block when it comes through, but that's probably going to be quite tricky. So it took me a while, and I learned a new trick that means you could probably go back to the beginning and do this an entirely different way. I do believe it'd actually be quite possible, if you knew what you were doing, to get a lot more blocks out of a single round of this thing coming through. But anyway, we're just trying to finish the puzzle, and yeah, let's see what happens here. So we're relying on the timing of a block arriving over here. I tried lots of different things, and that seemed to be the best one. So watch what happens here with the last bit. There it goes, gets pushed over to the side, comes back through, creates an extra one of these white ones, which is what we need. So now they get divided up accordingly. Now, this gets a little bit backed up, but it seems that this thing also acts as a stopper to hold it there until the next one's ready to come through. And as far as I can tell... Oh, one went off the edge. I was just about to say, it seems to work just fine. Let's see what's going on down here then. Are they still getting split up correctly? I'm sure it's going to go wrong at some point. That looks like the point where it goes wrong. Ah, such a shame. It might be possible to solve this with a little bit of some sort of buffer at the back here. If we actually watch what we've done so far, we basically destroy everything but a single strip over here, which wasn't the original plan. I'm starting to think that the solution here isn't particularly glamorous now. What happens if we create a little bit of a delay like this? Just a little bit of sort of buffer room here. I'm not sure if that will actually affect it or not. Let's see. So it all comes through. Now it's got a larger buffer there. And the next slot go through. Oh, except some of it gets pushed off. Oh, that kind of makes sense where it gets stopped. Ah, this is so tricky. So as far as I can tell, this now works, but having learned a lot about this, we know we're not going to get a great score on this. This has been quite inefficient. We destroy a very large amount of this just to get a few blocks, and especially with this piston trick right here, we've learned that you could do better. But it would take me a long time to wrap my head around it, and I would just like to finish the puzzle. So you can see here, now that I've moved all of this over, it basically happens a little bit quicker, and that means we don't have any backup issues. So as that one comes in, the next one's just ready to get started, and they all get separated. And at this point, I haven't checked that it does work 100%, it just appears to. So let's speed it up. It seems to be fine, doesn't it? It looks like the red one arrives there slightly quicker. But yeah, we pretty much got this in the bag. I mean, it looked flawless over there, so it probably is. And that is that puzzle solved. Wow! So it does have an issue, and it happens... Oh, look at this! Quite a while after. Oh no, what happened over here? Okay, I guess what I'm going to do is start it again and watch it in fast forward. So how is this happening? Right, there's a little bit of delay, then there's a bit more, then there's a bit more again. And the delay now seems to be just on this pillar right here. Okay, there we go. That one definitely looks a bit bigger, and then one goes off the edge. Ah, so we're causing some sort of back delay again. Do you know what? To solve the puzzle, I think what we're going to do is just add in a delay over here. That should make things just fine. Like this. I think it works. Let's do that. And let's see if it does it. Okay, we did it, and it was by adding an extra block down the bottom here. So we can see, you know, we wasted a lot of blocks. Our cycle score was quite low because of that. Our footprint was fairly big, and our block score was pretty awful as well. I imagine if you really put your head into this one, you could probably build some sort of clever contraption in a small sort of space out the front of it. You know, cleverly pushing all the blocks around while you hit them with the eviscerators, but that kind of stuff takes a lot of time to figure out. And I'm just happy that we got a solution for that one. So now it's time for us to move on to the next one, the last puzzle, the aerial combat shuttle. That sounds very cool. Sounds like we're going to be making some sort of spacecraft. And there probably should be an event log in this one because it's the last. It looks like we got quite the big level as well. So nothing here on the outside. There's some steps that lead down, I saw. And it'd be nice if you had like a fast fly in this game. That would be cool. There we go. So potential event or failure log over there. Let's have a look on the inside. Make sure we don't miss anything. Ah, this is interesting. So this is where the flying machine goes at the end. An interesting looking contraption. So it's a big group of blocks in the middle. 2 unique ones at the top and bottom at the front. And then these things welded on at the sides. It should be doable. Looks kind of similar to something we've done before. So what do we get over here? We get our unique blocks that go on at the front. They're probably going to be the last thing to come up here then, because it looks like the idea is to bring your assembly down into this area with these 2 ingredients. So let's have a look. We've got that over there and those over there. Very cool. I think we'll be able to do that. So I'll start setting things up and we will listen to this guy.
Hello? Is this a radio? Can anyone hear me? Where am I? There must be someone out here. Please. Hello? If you can hear me, please say something. Please.
That appears to be it. Look at that, off to a good start. Almost. We'll be able to make that work though. Let's just move this all over. So this is where we're at. I've kind of skipped ahead with a lot of this stuff because it's kind of like a lot of what we've done before. I have done a little bit of problem solving here and there. For example, the timing of this over here, this block was originally there. So as soon as the next one gets pushed over, then this one falls down before the other one, and that meant that the welding would then move it along and it'd be out of sync. So you'll see what that means in a moment. So up here we've got one of these assembly setups. So I've managed to remove one of the wielders here. This seems to be one of the ways that you can get away with it. So there you go, it wields them all together, and then you can see it's going to wield them into one block right there. So I am wondering if we need one less buffer here. Actually no, I think the timing is probably correct. It's just not, you know, it's not all snappy. Anyway, those get pushed out at the same time, and when they land, they move the thing forward because of the conveyor belts there. So that's why we needed to get that timing correct. And I rotated it here, and then after I realised that we didn't even need to do that. So if we have a look here, you can see that it was already in the correct rotation, which I guess is good. So we just need to lead it down to the end here, and then this is only going to push it up so far until the next one comes along. So we might have a queue of them backing up and then like a piston to move them along, but that doesn't sound right, does it? Maybe we'll make some sort of staircase with a sequence of these and like little pistons to push them along. And they're called pushers, I keep calling them pistons. Okay, I believe this is going to work, and interesting thing here, is it me or is there a bigger gap between this first one here to there and those two? You'll see what I mean, because this is as far as they push up. But anyway, let's play. Oh, I forgot to attach that to something. That makes sense. Let's just bring it over to the side here. Actually, I think we can put blocks there. That'll do. And let's play. Alright, so our thing gets assembled. It comes all the way over here. And then what we're using is the little bit that clips off the back. So you see there, it detects it, pushes it over, and it doesn't collide with anything because of that. And then we just need another conveyor belt over on this side. Okay, so this buffer size right here seems to be good. We're going to have to adjust the path of this one, but it should be fairly simple now. Put a welding thing on top and then send it on its way. In fact, if you look at this, that's actually perfectly in line. So this will need to come over by 1. So in order for us to do that, let's just extend this over for now. But anyway, this is the little setup we got over here. It's pretty straightforward, right? We turn them off to the side, we weld them together. We do that on both sides, and then this one has to be on top of the other one. So it goes up, it drops down, then they get welded together. The timing is exquisite. Look at this. There you go. It's not quite perfect, but it gets it done. Yeah, so let's just speed it up again because I kind of forgot what we're doing here now. It takes a while, and then it comes over here. So we need to basically stop it from dropping down. Then do we wait for that one to come over? I think we don't really need to wait. It could get here earlier. So, if we put a track here, going forward, put that there, Let's put something there for it to land onto. Then I think it means this thing is going to be 1-2 blocks high, and this is the height that our welders need to be at, and we need downwards facing ones. So they're going to go like here and here, and where they're going to connect to I'm not sure. Let's just put some blocks over on this side. And I believe that should do it. So move the welder over by 1 because it actually needs to be on the edge here. And yeah, that thing's going to sit there until this one comes along. It falls into position, they get welded together, and then it gets dragged all the way over here. So I think, unless our alignment is incorrect, that's it. So let's watch it all come through. And man, this thing's going to have a huge footprint score. And there it goes. And that looks correct. Is nothing wrong with it? What's wrong with it? Why does it not go all the way across? Because we have to drop it in a little bit further. Oh, okay. I think we can solve this pretty quickly, actually. If we just have a look... And man, it takes so long to catch up to this point every time. A lot of time gets wasted, actually, just like sitting here waiting for you to get to the latest bit. So I think what we just need is a conveyor belt at the end here, at this height, like that. That should actually do it, and then we can probably like remove every other one of these to be a little bit more efficient. Okay, so this time it should be it. This is very satisfying to watch. Perfect production line. Look at that. Awesome, that was the last puzzle of the game as well. We have our performance review next. Completely forgot about that. Footprint score, pretty decent. I mean, in the in the upper part, I guess you could say. Block score was decent, but cycle score, some people have done this on a lot less. That's cool. And yeah, that was the last puzzle. So let's continue to our cell. Let's do our performance review and see what they have to say. How did I do? Get down. What's this? A bomb? Huh. Oh. And off into space we go. Yep. Oh, there's a little bit ahead from that guy. See you later, buddy. And I guess that was it. Infinifactory, right? Are we going to see anything else? Some credits? The screen is just black.
Hey.
Here we go.
Stay with me. Good. Good.
Are they healthy?
Yes.
Ooh.
Like an ox, as you say.
I said that once.
I believe we've been rescued.
Of course they are.
I can't look around, by the way.
Hey, stay with us.
Will do.
Going. Going.
Come on. Come on.
Gone.
Apparently I passed out. There's more? That wasn't it? Oh, I had no idea. Oh, we got a whole bunch of people here to talk to. Oh man, was that just like the beginning bit? What's going on here? I was not expecting more from this game. Let's have a look.
Hello,
Hi.
human.
Oh, you're an alien.
Would you like to touch fingers?
Huh.
How do you say it? Shake hands? I am called Miruvo. I act as a cultural liaison and linguist.
Cool. And who are you?
Hey, welcome to the Barracks. I'm Dave, the operations engineer.
Hey, look at this. Huh. I haven't been able to do this. Or maybe it only works with eviscerators and welders. Interesting.
You're new. I'm
Yes.
Mia. I fight and beat stuff up. Sometimes I build things.
Cool. And what's back here? Nothing to see. So we have a whole new round of puzzles. Oh no, we don't. We just have the same ones. Oh no, we got this second campaign here. I didn't know about this. Okay. There's more blocks. There's more puzzles to do. At this point, I don't know if I actually want to do these or not because I've had a fair feel of fun for this game, and it's getting more and more difficult, taking very much a lot of time to do. Yeah, all of the puzzles. Wow. And there's custom puzzles And a Steam Workshop for puzzles as well. So I've been hanging out with our friends here. We've had a little chat and we've agreed that what we're going to do is call it that for Infinifactory. I didn't expect there to be a whole second set of challenges, and I think I'd like a break. I have enjoyed this game, but these last puzzles were so difficult. They were very time consuming. So what we're going to do is probably come back at some point in the future and do this second round of puzzles, like a second series of Infinifactory. So I did check it out. There are some new and interesting block types, and the puzzles seemed relatively easy. However, I imagine they're going to get very hard again, and these last ones were indeed quite hard. So one thing I would like to show you is the test zone over here, because a lot of you were asking about this in the comments, and it's pretty straightforward. If we fly up here, you've got like basically an area to test in and a bunch of these things. So you can set them to different outputs. We've got 1, 2 and 3. And if we play that, you'll see that for every one of these blocks we get 2 of those and 3 of these ones on this side. And I think the idea is for you to be able to play around with assembling blocks and, you know, learning timing and things like that, just having a little goof around here in the test world, which is pretty cool. Anyway, let's head back to the barracks. That's going to be it for this series. I want to say thank you for your support. We'll probably be back again at some point in the future. How long that will be, I do not know, but I've really enjoyed playing this game and I hope you've enjoyed watching it as well. But that's it from me, so as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.